one of the stars of Naked Gun and the most recent episode of No Contest Wrestling, Paul Walter Hauser, back here in the Rich Eisen Show studio.
Can we take an extra second to talk about how much we love Grainger?
Oh, sure. Yeah, they're a sponsor.
Yeah.
They make the desk. I talk about them all the time, sir.
I'm really, it's just nice to be in their circumference, in their orbit.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How are you normally in the Grainger circumference or the
I'm
orbit?
not. There's actually there's like a 500 feet type deal. A lot of the Grainger folks.
Oh gosh.
Do not like me. I like to think they don't know me yet.
Is that right? They don't know you yet?
That's what I like to think.
But we know you. Like, I think we've been here coming up on our 11th season of this show, and just a few years with our podcast. I think you're the first person to appear in this studio on back-to-back days as a guest. I don't think we've ever had that before. Yeah.
Just me and the custodians.
Just you.
We are the only.
Let us know. Do you want anything? Anything that's missing? Anything that, as a guest to come here? You got a mug full of.
The fact that this sits in my home, I have the original mug from the first chat. It's kind of like a thing where I'm like, hey, I'm going to have my Eisen mug. I feel like maybe I'm going to make some deals today. Because look at this guy. If health is wealth, you're Bezos, baby.
Oh, can I tell you, man?
Look at you. Look at you.
I have my own rocket ship that looks like Dr. Evil's.
Leo pretends he's not at your wedding.
That's exactly
absolutely.
Got to put the hat down.
Hat down. They won't know it's me. I just look exactly like me.
Nobody has a camera here in Venice. I can't be spotted.
I was at a mall with Sebastian Stan while we were shooting I, Tanya. We were in we're at the Lenox Mall, this like famed local Atlanta mall.
Yeah.
And he was wearing all black. And he's like, sometimes I dress like this, like it's the black hat with no logo and the black clothes just to look boring, like no one's going to stop me or recognize me. And I go, you realize that you look like Michael Fassbender in like the Hitman movie, like that Fincher made. Like you draw more attention by wearing a solid color, like you are Grimace post weight loss. Like you look insane. You should wear a shirt with a logo on it that draws attention to the shirt, so they don't look at your face.
See, this is next level material.
This is chapter 8 of my book. Hiding in plain sight.
Is that the name of the title?
I can't stop going to BitTown. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just want to play around.
I love BitTown.
This is the anti-Ray Liotta interview. Liotta, you got some gold out of me. I'm just dicking around.
But that is, you could say the 83 minutes of Naked Gun is exactly that.
BitTown, man. Naked Gun is definitely a film that takes its responsibility seriously, but of course, that after that, nothing is taken seriously.
I love that you call it responsibility, because it is.
It is.
I mean, this is iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like when Doritos in the '90s used to release new flavors. You'd be like, oh, you guys must have done a lot of like private chef stuff to put this on. Nowadays, it's just they're spitting out ideas. It's like, this is an old boot Dorito. Tastes like an old Carhartt boot.
Right.
But like we do have that like responsibility of trying to be harmonious and bring back the feeling of the original Naked Guns. And thank God we just had smart people working on it, like Akiva Schaffer, who everybody knows from Saturday Night Live and movies like Popstar, and then Seth MacFarlane being a comedy legend, and Liam Neeson coming in and doing the Leslie Nielsen shtick, faithfully committed.
Yes.
You saw it. I mean, I think we just succeed because we had the right team,
Did you channel your inner George Kennedy? Paul Walter Hauser? Yeah? I mean,
yes, absolutely.
You had no idea it existed, right?
A second breakfast, a fistula surgery. He and I were very in sync.
Did you just you imagine yourself starring next to Shelley Winters in some sort of a movie in the 70s,
absolutely.
right? You know what I mean?
Another family that won't talk to me, the Winters and the Grangers. The Winters have iced me out, if you will.
That is great. The Winters iced you out,
Winters. It was cool watching the original movies because I was like, oh man, George Kennedy does quietly support Leslie very well. Like there's something he's doing. He's not doing much, but what he is doing is very cognizant and appropriate, if that makes sense.
For sure. I've got Paul Walter Hauser here on the Rich Eisen Show. The Naked Gun. We had Danny Houston here yesterday.
I love Danny.
I mean, and I was telling him he was the Ricardo Montalban of this film. You know what I mean?
Yes, very much so.
He nails it.
That Cheshire smile. What's great is I love when comedy is done really well by people who are a little less suspecting. If you look at his filmography, you don't necessarily assume that he would nail that, but like it's so fun to see him playing it straight. And every time he says Pamela Anderson's, fake incognito name with such like regularity and comfort, it's like, it makes you giggle.
It is laugh out loud funny. And the original Naked Gun, I mean, the way it ends also, there's some conversation that you could include the Naked Gun, the original, as a sports movie because of the way it ends.
Yes, certainly.
In Dodger Stadium, although it's not technically Dodger Stadium, right? I think the Angels were the home team on that day.
Is that with the wheelchair gag?
Well, that's OJ going out at the top, but Reggie Jackson trying to assassinate the Queen,
the Manchurian,
right? And it's a whole send up on baseball from start to finish.
Oh, that's good.
Where he's Enrico Palazzo, the umpire, who also was the guy who sang the national anthem. And that last half hour is just like on a baseball diamond.
Oh, I love it
in that movie.
Yeah, it's a very atmospheric film in that way.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so again, everybody check it out Friday, August 1st.
Please do.
Yes, please do.
Bring a friend.
I know you are. What sports do you enjoy? Basketball? You're a fan of the hoops? Are you or no? No.
I'm one of those occasional casual watchers where like I adore watching Major League Baseball. I adore watching NBA.
Okay.
Especially live. Like I will just
go to games. You mean?
Yeah, and I'm not one of those like public figures who can just get free tickets all the time. I will go on SeatGeek or Game Time or something and go spend my $500 on random seats and go watch a game. And I just have something romantic where when I was a kid, going to the ballpark was such an experience.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Saginaw, Michigan. So we go to some Tiger games and, of course, some Brewers games where a lot of my dad's family is from Milwaukee. But being at Wrigley Field I was courtside once at MSG for a Knicks game, and it's like there's something so, I don't know, it just gets in your DNA a little bit.
It's jarring though, man, because you're watching more than just the game when you're sitting in those seats. You know what I mean? You're just watching everything around you. Like your head's on a swivel.
It was definitely like the lame thing of like in LA, like you go to the Soho House and everyone's talking to you but looking around like who else is here? It's so pathetic. It's like a very San Vicente bungalow vibe. But having said that, it was fun looking down and it's like McEnroe, John C. McGinley, Michael Che, and to my left, it's like Spike Lee's looking at me like on a timeout. He had the basketball.
Yeah.
It rolled over, and he goes, Paul. And I look over, and he goes, and just rolls it to me like...
He rolled you the basketball?
But like he did it like, I know that this is cool for you. Like he knew I was nerding out. It was cute.
Well, he's Spike Lee. He's rolled the basketballs out quite a bit.
Yeah, he's like, I've done this 1,800 times. You can do it, kid.
Well, obviously, and you were in Black Klansman of his film.
Black Klansman and The Five Bloods. Yeah, I got to work with him twice, and it was a dream. It was so dreamy.
Yeah? What's it like being directed by Spike Lee?
I just didn't know how generous he would be. Like some of these guys and gals, you just assume they're so prolific and brilliant that maybe you kind of have to be on a leash when you're around them.
Yes.
But quite the opposite. Spike and Clint Eastwood and Craig Gillespie and Doug Liman, all these cool directors I've worked with. Even Scott Cooper, who I just did the Springsteen movie with. All these guys, like they let you improvise and play and ask questions, and you don't feel like you're on that leash.
Please tell me more about this Springsteen movie.
Dude.
Jeremy Allen White is Springsteen?
So
Bruce?
for reference, I grew up a Billy Joel guy. That was like what was in my house.
Have you seen the new doc yet?
Not yet. Okay. I'm very much anticipating it.
By the way, you got to plan a night. It's the first part's 2 hours and 27 minutes.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I love long ass documentary stuff.
Well, this one's good for you then.
Like Bogdanovich did that Tom Petty doc. It was like 17 hours. I was like, thank God. But Billy Joel was like my thing growing up. And then in my like late 20s, I just happened upon Bruce outside of his like number one hits and listened to front to back his albums. And I was like, oh, I feel like I get these more now that I'm older. I appreciate them more now.
Right.
So Jeremy Allen White plays Bruce. Bruce is a producer and was very involved in like a welcome fashion. Not like the guy looking over everybody, you feel like their presence is a shadow. It was more like his presence was so additive and he was so accessible to everybody. And I play Mike Batlin, one of Bruce's guitar techs who became his like short time, engineer on the Nebraska album.
So you got to meet Bruce?
You got to like hang out with him.
Oh, come on.
There were moments where I'm like sitting for 20 minutes talking to him and Warren, the guy who wrote the book.
Yeah.
just talking about artistry and faith and family. And like, well, what's crazy is I moved into, what is the address? If you guys can look it up, I think what was Springsteen's address in Laurel Canyon? I lived at his old house without knowing it.
What?
So my wife and I, we got divorced, and then I got sober and went into therapy, and we got remarried. I didn't know how selfish and stupid I was, and I picked up the pieces. We got remarried, and in the remarriage, as we moved back to LA, I was like, I really can't screw this up. I gotta like prove to this woman I know what I'm doing now. So I found the nicest house I could vaguely in my price range, but not. And it was at this Fairholme Drive. Can anybody look it up?
Chris? Yeah, 7965 Fairholme Drive.
7965 Fairholme Drive. I lived there for 6 months. And in my first week of being there, my brother-in-law, Joe Shaver, he hits me up and he's like, you know that Springsteen owned that home for like 25 years, right? I was like, what? And then we find out all this history about the place. And
you didn't leave anything behind? Bruce you didn't like discover
maybe some ghosts, man, because I'm not even being funny, where the speaker system in the home randomly played Born in the USA, and none of us had it on our Spotify or Apple Music.
Come on,
not kidding.
Come on.
Not kidding. And then we smelled burning at one point, and we were like, what is that weird smell? And we look up the house, and we find out a woman... there was a house fire there in the early 20th century where like some young starlet was being put up by some like rich guy, and she had a cigarette lit and died. She was pregnant and she died in the home. So gnarly, weird stuff going down. But the happy stuff is that we conceived our second child in Bruce's old bedroom. So when I met Bruce, I said, I used to live in your old house. He goes, I heard. What? And I was like, I conceived a child in your old bedroom. He goes, so did I. I'm like, we're locational Eskimo brothers. And we hugged it out. It was insane. It was the funniest first conversation to have with an icon.
We have a new fantasy team name. Write it down. Locational Eskimo Brothers.
Yep.
That's the fact that you're able to look at Bruce Springsteen and call him a locational Eskimo brother has got to be like a bucket list. You check that off, baby.
The left elevator at Sunset Tower? Me too, yeah. No, we had such a fun time. He would sit behind the monitor eating fun-sized candy bars and just telling stories to whoever would listen, telling old stories and being very generous with his time. And I'm a fan of alternative comedy. I love Monty Python, Tim Robinson, all these idiotic things. Sure. And so I would go up to him and just mess with him all the time. I'd walk up and go like, so Bruce, sir, and he could just tell by how I was acting as I walked up. He's like, Paul's doing a bit. Yeah, I'd walk up and go, so listen, we're going to do a scene where we've added you to the hallway. So as Jeremy's walking in the hallway, he bumps into you and he goes, excuse me, sorry, sir. And you're going to turn to him, sunglasses on. You go, you look familiar, kid. And he's going to look at you and say, yeah, you look kind of familiar too. And then you're going to go, enjoy the ride. And then you're going to mimic a steering wheel, and you're going to drive away from him down the hall. And people are around him just dying laughing.
Is he laughing though?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like,
okay.
But no, he's playing back. He's doing the bit where he's like, I can do that. Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Dude, you're doing bits with Bruce.
Yeah, it was fun.
You're conceiving in the same room he's conceived in.
It was silly. But this is the dreamy, stupid stuff we get to do. I'm working with Liam Neeson on Naked Gun, doing bits with Springsteen, and working with the brilliant Jeremy Allen White and Scott Cooper. I just did Fantastic Four and got to live in that Marvel world for a minute.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
So were you on at the premiere last night for that
I
movie?
was,
okay.
yeah. It was very overwhelming. There were like 1 billion people there. I was like...
I mean, this is the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was gnarly. And then this new movie I have coming out, I have to make mention of is, it's called Americana. Mm-hmm. Lionsgate's putting it out August 15th, and it's myself and Sidney Sweeney, Simon Rex, Eric Dane, and Halsey, and Zahn McClarnon. And it is... quite literally, it might be like my favorite film I've ever made.
No kidding.
Or been a part of.
Wow.
Which is saying a lot. I love Richard Jewell. I love Naked Gun.
You've been in some great movies, man.
But dude, it is this new guy, Tony Tost. He's been around for a minute, but nobody knows him as much. And this is his directorial debut, and he wrote the script. And it's like a modern day Western vibe where it kind of has Coen brother humor with Tarantino violence. It's crazy.
And it opens nationwide August 15th. And a great cast. Every name you mentioned, got lost after you said Sidney Sweeney. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm also straight.
You know.
Yeah. It's all right. I'm a committed married man, but I'm not blind.
Me too. I mean, I got best dad ever here. You have three kids now. I've got 3 kids.
Oh,
but
God, it's
honestly,
the best.
like you mentioned the cast, and after saying Sidney Sweeney, you sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher. Just it's all gone. Yeah, it's all gone. Yeah, it's all gone.
No, she she doesn't get enough credit though. I think this new movie, she plays a boxer in this movie that's going to be at TIFF, Toronto Film Festival, and I think this role is really going to turn some heads. Kind of the way like I, Tanya made Margot go from just like beautiful woman to like starlet who's knocking you out with her performance. But Sidney in this movie, we have a lot of scenes together, and a car broke down at one point while we were driving this old Corvette or something, and she like knew how to drive a stick and knew how to fix the car. It was like the engine was flooded, and she's like grabs the walkie, she's like, I got it, we're good, I don't need help. And then like did a bunch of stuff and got the car going again and backed out of a ditch, and I'm like, this woman is so capable, it's scary. She's really talented.
There are people listening to us right now on our Infinity Sports Network, on the Rich Eisen Show radio network, who are purposely breaking their cars down to the side of the road, thinking that this could happen for them.
To all men, women, and studio executives who are waiting for her to stop and help. Guys, she's busy.
She's busy.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
The dance card's full.
Fantastic. I was going to. I'm not going to say what I'm going to say.
That's right. There's a lot of jokes I'm not making. I want Rich to like me still.
No. I've got a lot of jokes in my head right now.
Last night on the red carpet for Fantastic Four, I made like 2 Trump references, and my poor PR team, they're just like, oh,
forget it. No.
Please just
get off.
No, the tech companies love him. It's how they survive. Just be nice.
It's now called the Fantastic 3. I wonder why.
It's called the Fantastic Four and no mole man. I don't know why they put that in parentheticals.
Dude, you're killing it right now. Fantastic Four.
It's crazy. God is good, man. It's been fun.
Americana.
Luckiest Man in America. That's a movie I did with Walt Goggins and David Strathairn, and it's on streaming, and I think Delta's got them on all their flights. I've been seeing a bunch of friends are sending me snapshots of little headrests with my scary face on them.
First of all, 2 amazing actors. You called him Dave, right? These other people know him as David, right?
I know him as D-Strays.
D-Strays? But
only when we're doing pills. Me and D-Strays.
8 Men Out is one of my favorite baseball movies.
That's a very much baseball
He's in
movie.
that. He plays Eddie Seacott in that film.
Yeah, unfortunate name.
Walt and Goggins, he was on this show a few years ago. He's like one of the most interesting men in the world, that guy, man.
Well, you know what? I think he's a passionate man. He's like masculine, but he's got this like airy, sweet, poetic thing going. He's like a feather floating to the earth that can also poke your eye out. You know, there's something special about him.
Vivid imagery all over the place. The Naked Gun, available in theaters nationwide Friday, August 1st. Fantastic Four, available in theaters this Friday. Americana will be in theaters nationwide, starring on August 15th, starring you and Sidney Sweeney and some other people. I don't
know why you said it with such a... there was a veneer of disdain. Do you have something against Simon Rex? Do you not like Scary Movie 4?
I heard Eric Dane in there. I heard that.
Eric Dane, the wonderful Eric Dane. Grey's Anatomy, Euphoria. That guy is...
My fantasy football league.
That's it.
He's amazing.
Dude, let's do this more often. Thanks for coming back.
Can I plug wrestling for 2 seconds?
Go for it.
I'm working with this...
You've been doing it on the pods?
That wasn't enough. The hour I had with him wasn't enough. I had a blast with O'Shea and TJ. That was fun. But I work with this company called Major League Wrestling, MLW, and I went from being on the roster to now being an executive producer. And so I hope people check us out. They have a YouTube page where the majority of their content, they're just putting pay-per-views up for free. So you can watch and get familiar with that and watch me get a hematoma on my butt cheek when I do an elbow drop off a 7-foot ladder on the concrete.
Well, there it is. Look at you.
That's Southern Honor. That's a match I have August 8th in Georgia.
Yeah, look at you. Versus Zicky Dice.
Zicky Dice. Okay, and then August 25th, I'll be in London at the Electric Ballroom, a very storied venue for wrestling, and I'll be putting my Proteus title on the line. And shout out to QT Marshall of AEW and ROH.
Yeah.
I still want to kick your ass.
Okay.
Let's set it up.
I like it. We have what would we call this, a wrestling artifact, TJ, that we have right over on my
Hulk Hogan's
bust.
over
there? No. Nice. That's the neck brace that was worn by Tony Khan
during the draft.
What did he was a recipient of what?
The
TJ?
Young Bucks, as you know, they hit him with a vicious TK driver.
Yeah, the TK driver.
Formerly the Meltzer driver. Yeah. They darn near broke his neck. It was more of a precautionary neck brace.
I was just concerned that the Jaguars would not draft at all because of what was going on with Tony and the fact that he was braving the draft with a neck brace on.
It's commitment.
He brought it here, he autographed it, and he donated it to our studio, and then donated $100,000 to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital on top of it. With that,
wonderful.
There. And he just dropped the same amount, last time he was here too.
What a mensch.
He is exactly that.
I love when people are generous to whom much is given, much is expected.
Brother, thanks for coming here. This is
wonderful to see you.
Let's do this more often. Come anytime you want, dude.
I would love to.
Please, anytime you want.
Maybe I'll come crash when one of my cast members is doing it. Don't tell them.
Well, one thing is you definitely know your way here.
I do. Twice in 24 hours.
It's unbelievable. This man is committed. There he is.
He always got a home on Mondays.
With O'Shea Jackson and TJ. Paul Walter Hauser. Check out The Naked Gun on Friday, August 1st.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.